AITA for naming my son the name I had always planned even after my brother and sister-in-law stole the name? The NTA. She fafoed by using the name you wanted, expecting you to have to change yours. I love that you didn't let it faze you, and named your child as intended. She'll continue to flip out, and you can just continue to repeat, you knew what we were going to name our child. You chose to use the same name, so you knew this in advance. Your decision is not my problem. Your husband's family is right. So is your family. She doesn't own the name. And if she's going to pretend that Moses had a third tablet saying that people own names, then she's admitting she was completely in the wrong to give her child a name she knew you wanted to use for yours. She sounds childish and petty. NTA. She is. Short answer. NTA long answer. She thought she was going to own the name by claiming it first, even though her reasoning for the name was that you didn't own it. So she can either call her son Miguel, or put on her big girl pants and live with the fact that cousins have the same name. It's been known to happen. NTA that you didn't play the role your SIL planned. You were supposed to be really angry and choose a different name for your child. Husband's family is right. It's hilarious. She's now stuck her child with a name that has no real meaning for her, and her attempt at drama has been ignored. Naturally, she's angry. It's traditional for the foiled villain to be angry, and no, you didn't copy her. You simply went ahead with what you had always openly planned. She's the one who decided to copy. NTA. You're right. Anyone can use a name. That means even after she used a name that meant nothing to her, but so much to you and your hubby, it's still okay to use that name. Tell the sis she can piss off. You didn't get mad when she took the name you planned on using. My family is similar. We had 4 Johns, 2 Ricks who were cousins around the same age, and most women have some variation of the name Anne. AITA for refusing to change my baby's name? Greater than the reason Mike didn't let her use the name is because his ex has a son with that name. I told that shouldn't have stopped her from using the name she loved. You are absolutely NTA and Katie is crazy. But emo, it's Mike's kid too. And it's understandable that Mike didn't want to use a baby name his ex, whom he shares a child with, has already used. OFC, he doesn't want to give his daughter 2 half-siblings with the same name or cause drama with her mother. You shouldn't encourage her to use Liam emo. Mike's position is reasonable. Katie needs to let this name go. Liam is the Irish Gaelic form of the name William. She already has a son named William, and Liam is one of several common nicknames for William. If she brings this odd idea of you renaming your child again, you need to take her aside and tell her that Liam is your son's name. You aren't going to change it. Tell her you love her, but her refusing to let it drop is concerning and making you uncomfortable. Make it clear the topic is no longer open for discussion. Don't allow her to make up any nicknames for him. That happened with a colleague's Mill who didn't get her choice name for the grandson and so used it as her grandma's special nickname. Colleague and her husband shut that down by always correcting her and implying that she was having memory problems since she couldn't remember her grandson's name. NTA. But if her husband wouldn't let her name their first son Liam, why would he agree to name another son Liam? NTA. This had to be the most ridiculous name change request I've ever seen on Reddit. Essentially, she's jealous because she wasn't allowed to use that name. That's between her and her husband. You have nothing to do with that. NTA and hold your ground. SIL has a lot of irrelevant to you drama and history surrounding the name. You don't. Why in the world would you try to make your SIL feel better about this? You named your baby your favorite name. Nothing else actually matters. She named her son William. I believe Liam comes from William, so in essence she did use that name. And NTA. AITA for telling my parents they don't celebrate my achievements and it feels like they aren't proud of me? NTA first of all, congrats for that great achievement. It's a parent's job to value all achievements their kids have. Not only the ones they maybe can relate more to or the golden child has. They should listen to their child if it doesn't feel validated and think about what they can do to change that. So that every child feels like a part of the family. Instead they threw a hissy fit and behave like teenagers and giving you the silent treatment. Maybe because they know they are in the wrong and wouldn't stand a chance in debating this topic with you, as you clearly showed them that you are good in debating. I did debating and public speaking when I was your age, and won a national public speaking event. I know exactly how much work it takes. The need for both advanced prep and thinking on your feet, and having mental flexibility to look at questions from a lot of different angles. All that while speaking fluently off the cuff. You've done brilliantly, and you're building a skill set that will stand you in excellent stead when you're getting your place at uni, and then entering the working world. I'm sorry your parents don't seem to appreciate your achievement. Please accept a massive hug from a mom on the internet who does understand it. I'm incredibly proud of you. It may be your parents don't get it, or they are focusing on your brother's feelings, or I don't know what. That is hurtful to you. Whatever the motive, and you're not the off for wanting more from your parents. But in the long run, you are going to do a hell of a lot better in life as an articulate, independent young woman who sets her own standards of achievement than by having people applaud you for doing the bare minimum. NTA, I think anyone would feel the same way. Do they typically favor your brother? Or do they just not understand debate very well? If you waited for a calmer moment and told them you wanted to talk to them about something important to you, would it help? People, even if in the wrong, often can't really hear what's being said to them in the heat of the moment. Most parents don't really want to hurt the feelings of one of their kids. But people can also be defensive. NTA. I'm older than enough to be your mom. If it helps. I'm very proud of you. Do you know what you want to study at uni or do as a career? You have a very special skill and I hope you take it as far as you want to. Firstly, I want to say well done. I'm so proud of you. That's a great achievement. Secondly, I want to introduce you to the idea of narcissistic parents and the golden child, scapegoat dynamic. I highly recommend looking into videos by Dr. Ramani on YouTube. Search golden child or family roles. See if that all makes sense. https://youtube.com/drramani. C=XC_FG9MFIE3KDLZ70 and silent treatment. That's what they are currently doing. It's abusive. I don't have any great hopes of them changing, to be honest. But keep doing what you're doing. Get a great degree and job and find your own family that will appreciate you. NTA, of course. AITA for not letting my friends sleep in on vacation. Info. Greater than Jack left dirty COVID tissues in our room and almost caused us to lose our room deposit. What does this mean? Did Jack have COVID? Info. Was your dad diagnosed with osteoporosis or osteosarcoma? Osteoporosis is a condition where your bones weaken and become more brittle and prone to damage. It's not cancer. Osteosarcoma is bone cancer, but it's most common in preteens, teenagers, and very rare in older adults. I'm confused why you brought up cancer all of a sudden at the end. NTA. Screw your friends for being ungrateful. I don't think the trip is worth blowing up the friendship over. But Jack's responses in the group chat basically indicate that it's more of a friends by convenience thing. He won't be your friend in the long term. If he isn't there for you now, I hope there is a next time. But in 2 years, go back to Disney with just your parents. Enjoy those memories. It seems you also would have qualified for handicapped passes. That would have skipped lines. Really changes the entire Disney experience. Basically get most of the VIP benefits without spending thousands. Go just the three of you next year. No offense, but honestly it sounds like you shouldn't have even taken the trip from the get-go. YTA, you left a lot of information out of your post. At one point you said that they were there to help with your parents and do lifting. At another you say they were to be your companions at the park and stay with you all day. If you can't explain clearly to us what their purpose there was, how were they expected to understand? And the most important thing you left out is your dad got COVID and then infected one of your friends. Both stayed in the hotel room with 5 people and sent out to the resort and park while still sick with COVID. You are mad that they slept too late while sick with COVID and after spending 2 days being run ragged at the park. Every time you respond to a comment, there is more trickle truth about how this disaster of a vacation was your family's fault. I am sorry your parents are sick.